Just for people who are still on stream, I'm readjusting the camera. We're going to do a live deck tech of the deck that I just played. Made our debut today with Zap Trap. It is the final form of Zapzor. So for those of you who have been watching for a long time and know what a Zapzor deck is, it's a similar idea. So we'll start it up with the Pokemon. We've got 4 Cleffa, straightforward. Best way to refill your hand. Cheap, efficient, good stuff. Next card is 4 of Rocket Zapdos. You know, we don't always need 4, but there's 4 in here for the consistency. 4 Rocket Zapdos, the Zap part of Zap Trap. The next card is 4 base set Electabuzz. Why Electabuzz over Scizor? Electabuzz is a basic, which allows you to play cards like Scoop Up, and also just has really good numbers, a really solid suite of attacks. Nothing you can hate about it, and it's a perfect 1-2 punch. If you start off with an Electabuzz, Electabuzz gets knocked out, you follow it up with a Rocket Zapdos, you have a way to fuel your Rocket Zapdos with a few turns of Plasma. Next is, we start with the Oppression part of the deck, so we're going into 4 Hoot Hoot and 4 Noctowl. Why so many 4s? Because of consistency. We keep it consistent, we do the same plan, we throw in Electabuzz, followed by Zapdos, and then we throw in the Towels. So, there's multiple instances of Glaring Gaze. Attacking your opponent's hand is extremely effective, proven across multiple games to be a very good strategy. Noctowl has no retreat cost, Hoot Hoot does, so you want to get it to Noctowl as fast as possible. But Noctowl has a fighting resistance, just like Zapdos. Pretty relevant. Also a fine attack. If you ever do need to use it, it's just fine. But yeah, get to the Noctowls as soon as possible. Next, we're going in for the trainers. It's a real straightforward Pokemon lineup. So into the trainers, we're starting off with 2 Gust of Wind, just essential for getting the key knockouts that can happen from Pokemon that you got to pull in from the bench. Then we've got 3 copies of Scoop Up. Scoop Up is like the healing item of the deck, but also the retreating item of the deck. It's like you're able to just pull back a Electabuzz with 60 damage on it to prevent the opponent from getting the knockout, prevent them from taking a prize, and still being able to follow up with Rocket Zapdos just as effectively. Just an all-around great card. Then we follow that up with 3 copies of Energy Removal, more Disruption, able to get rid of your opponent's pesky DCEs or Metal Energies, any other type of special energy. Really, really good card. Follow that up with just 1 copy of Item Finder. This is like the one staple that we run between Comp Search and Item Finder. No Comp Search, 1 Item Finder. Results over theory, that's all I'm going to say. 3 copies of Oak because we are speeding to the bottom of our deck. We are going to draw the cards that we need, draw the disruption that we need, and get there with a really quick aggressor. This is just a haymaker deck at the end of the day with a disruptive package. Follow that up with 3 copies of Rocket Sneak Attack. This is just Noctowl's effect again, but it's definitely happening rather than being on a coin flip. So you're going to look at your opponent's hand, you're going to choose a trainer card and force them to shuffle it back into the deck, playing around cards such as Item Finder. Follow that up with 3 copies of the Rocket's Trap. This is the trap portion of the name Zap Trap. Yes, it's on a coin flip. There are 3 of them here to play the odds. You're probably going to find all 3 of these. You're probably going to get heads on at least 1 of these. When you do get heads, it is extremely effective. This card is absurd. Getting heads multiple times in a game kind of seals the deal. If you ever have the opportunity to shaman your opponent and then you draw into a Rocket's Trap, roll heads on a Rocket's trap, it is game breaking. You know, who needs attacks when you could just time walk your opponent? And then there's 2 shamans. I spoiled one of the 2 shamans, but here's 2 desert shaman. Refill your hand, bring down the amount of cards in your opponent's hand after they eek. Great card. And they're actually, believe it or not, the pricing is pretty good on these on TCG Player right now. Now onto the energy. Just 2 warp energy. Getting your active out of there if you don't happen to have a scoop up in hand. You got 3 metal energy. That's for the metal Zapdos strategy. You don't need to go that route, but it's very good if you can. Highly recommend it, but it's also just fine to stick it on a Cleffa. And then a bunch of lightning energy to fill out the rest of the deck. Fantastic strategy, fantastic deck. Had great results today. I mean, I went 2-1, but I happen to think it's the best, most boring deck that you can play in Wotc 20. So I recommend trying it out if you want to get into the format. It's not that expensive to build now that Noctowls are cheap. Rocket Zapdos was reprinted, so that's cheap. Electabuzz is cheap. Basic energies are cheap. Shaman is kind of up there, but you can always replace Shaman with a Imposter Oak. It's fine. Like, it's not the most efficient, but it's fine. But yeah, hopefully we see some more of you in here, enjoying the channel, enjoying the local scene. Thanks for stopping by today.